And staying with China, their companies are facing trouble in the United States. Remember the game PUBG? The company behind PUBG has been blacklisted by the Pentagon. The company is called Tencent. Pentagon is, of course, the American Defense Ministry. The biggest games developer in the world, that is Tencent for you, and it's not alone. The US has placed dozens of Chinese firms on a blacklist. They say these companies are military firms, meaning they do business with China's army. And look at the fallout. Tencent shares fell more than 7% today. Another blacklisted firm, CATL, fell almost 3%. Now, CATL is a Chinese battery maker. It is the largest in the world. So clearly, Joe Biden is not holding back. He has targeted two of China's crown jewel companies, the largest gaming firm and the largest battery maker. China has lashed out at the decision. They say the US is unfairly suppressing Chinese businesses.
The development rights of the Chinese people cannot be deprived or ignored. We urge the U.S. to immediately correct its wrong practices and lift the illegal unilateral sanctions and long-arm jurisdiction against Chinese enterprises. China will take necessary measures to firmly safeguard the legitimate rights and interests of Chinese enterprises and protect its rightful development rights.
Beyond the stock hit, what does this move mean? If you are put on this list, you cannot do business with the US military. That is the main problem. Having said that, it's not a sanction. You can still sell your products in the open market, just not to the US military. Nonetheless, these companies are worried, A, because it's a blot on their business, and B, because it is indicative of more trouble. Tomorrow, the Treasury could cite this blacklisting to sanction them, and that will hurt. Both Tencent and CATL have denied the accusation. They say they're not military suppliers. They also plan to legally challenge this move. But do they have a case? Well, Donald Trump used this blacklist liberally in his first term as president. One of the firms he targeted was Xiaomi. But the company challenged the Pentagon's decision. And in 2021, Trump's successor, Joe Biden, reversed the move. So there is precedent for U-turns, which is why Tencent and CATL will be hopeful. But this move is not just about them, it's also about Joe Biden. He is in the lame duck phase of his presidency, sort of like a notice period. His last day on the job will be January 20th. Until then, he's supposed to be a lame duck. No big decisions, no major policy moves, and no controversies. But looks like Biden did not get the memo. Just look at everything that he's done since Trump won the US election. He pardoned his son Hunter, something that he promised he would never do. He's also pardoned 39 people in total. He commuted the death sentences of 37 prisoners, some of whom committed gruesome crimes. In total, Biden has commuted around 1,500 sentences. He relaxed H-1B visa rules, even as Republicans fought over it. He allowed Ukraine to strike deep inside Russia. He considered airstrikes on Iran's nuclear sites. He's sending weapons worth $8 billion to Israel. He has blocked Nippon Steel's takeover of U.S. Steel. He has set a new climate goal for the U.S. And yesterday, he banned offshore drilling in many areas. And that last one is very important, because Donald Trump has promised to increase drilling. That's a solution to rising prices, to produce more energy at home. But Biden has thrown a spanner in the works. His ban covers 625 million acres of ocean, near Alaska, near Texas, near California, and along Washington state. Now, Trump has promised to reverse this ban, but it's easier said than done. Biden used a 1953 law to ban drilling in these parts. This law allows a president to take away mineral leasing and drilling, but it does not allow a president to reverse it, meaning Trump cannot overturn the ban. He will need the US Congress to amend the law first. Only then can he change it. All these last-minute moves reveal how desperate Joe Biden is, desperate to leave a legacy, because history is not always kind to one-term presidents, more so if you're weak. Biden presided over 2 full-blown wars. He pulled out of the election at the last moment, and his chosen candidate lost. So Biden is trying to do damage control. He's expected to visit Italy later this week. He wants to end his term with a meeting with the Pope. After he returns, he's expected to address the nation twice. All of this reeks of desperation. You cannot build a legacy in your lame duck phase. You had 4 years to do that. Biden spent most of his term escalating wars and supporting massacres in West Asia. Last-minute pardons won't change that.
From breaking news to the day's biggest controversies, shedding light on the world's top headlines, detailed analysis on the stories that matter the most to you. Catch it all on Spotlight at 6 p.m. India time and 12:30 GMT, only on Firstpost.